maximize that hockey efficiency. He's a fantastic performance. Kia ora, namaste, maluelele, bulavanaka, talo falava, and welcome to the 2022 New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament, coming to you live from the beautiful Kolmar Sports Centre in Papatoetoe, Auckland. I am Brad Pittman and will be with you for all the action over what is going to be a very exciting weekend of hockey. For those of you new to Heritage Hockey, this tournament now in its second year and is a high-performance tournament running all Easter weekend, celebrating the competition and culmination of New Zealand Māori, New Zealand Indian and New Zealand Pacifica hockey cultures. This year these three teams will be joined by the newly formed New Zealand Heritage Barbarians. After huge success in 2021 and more players becoming involved and available in their cultural teams, this year's tournament is shaping up to be even better than last year. It's the first men's game of the tournament here between the defending champion New Zealand Indian men and the tournament newcomers New Zealand Heritage Barbarians. This is expected to be an absolute cracker of a game between two high-quality teams, with both eyeing spots in Monday's final. It'll be a great test of execution, leadership and game management that will see either team over the line today. Now, I'm joined in commentary today, not in person, but from the joys of technology from Italy, joined by Alpesh Puna, former New Zealand men's hockey player and legend across the New Zealand Indian hockey community, who is, like I said, joining us remotely from Italy for today's game. Alpesh, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your experience in hockey, your background, and your involvement in Indian hockey.
Okay, well, yeah, using the word legend, that's highly overstated, but thanks anyway, I'll take it for the moment. I did play a long while ago for New Zealand. I was pretty lucky. Probably lucky that there were only like 20 guys available to play hockey back then. So, naturally you get to play for New Zealand. So, yeah, I'll take it. Over the years, I'll spin a decent story about how good I was in that. Yes, spin being the obvious word. But what I do remember is how competitive, how much fun it was, and playing in Indians tournaments over the years and that. Just as you progress, you get an opportunity to give back to your community a little bit in whatever way you can. And really, since just been really looking forward to this weekend as well.
Yeah, awesome. It was, as we see the teams start to roll out here, we've got the Indian men's side playing in white and the Heritage Barbarians playing in black. As we do look at the team lists for the Heritage Barbarians side, they'll feature a number of really experienced players and guys that have played games for New Zealand. They'll be led by their goalkeeper, Ruan Bezadenhout, but also guys like Lloyd McLaughlin from Taranaki and Matt Rees-Gibbs, who, like I mentioned, has played some games for New Zealand and plays and coaches at a very high level. That team will be coached today by Clive Daniels. We won't know much about this team. They obviously weren't here last year, but there's some exciting names there that people across the country will know and know well, which means there'll be a fun game. Ruan's fantastic in goal and he's a great vocal leader, and Matt Rees-Gibbs on the park will charge the team around and have them playing some good quality hockey, which will be exciting. And on the Indian men's side, as we get their lineup together, they return a pretty similar group to last year's tournament winning team. They have the likes of Devon Hari, Brett Menezes, Dylan Patel in goal again, Alex Dio, all guys that played last year, and of course they will return with their captain and last year's tournament MVP, Nidish Suka, who had a fantastic tournament and is rocking a pretty spectacular lid out there today with the captain's band on. Nidish is... Alpesh, what do you know about some of these guys in this Indian side? You'll know a lot of these names.
I know the names, not a lot. But you know what? what I'm expecting. Okay, Yogesh, the coach, I'm pretty sure that he's well thought through a game plan for these guys, and knowing these guys, a little bit of flair, a little bit of energy, and hopefully just keeping the game as open as possible, make it entertaining for everybody.
Yeah, that was a real feature of their game last year, was how free-flowing that they can play when they really get into rhythm. Both Nidish and Alex Dio, who played at the back for them last year, just freed their midfielders up to play hockey and play eyes up. And when you have the skill level of some of these younger guys have going forward, it's an exciting brand of hockey that they play.
Yeah, no, really looking forward to it. And also, I guess a lot of the Barbarians guys would have played against, all these guys would have played against each other in local club competitions, been involved in age groups and rec teams over the years as well. So should be good fun. Just a little bit of personal rivalry as well to come into it. So add a bit of spice to this game too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, I know there's a fair number of guys out here that either play club together, play against each other, as we do see the teams kick off, and it is Nidish Sukkar there, just throwing the overhead, which will bounce down nearly there for Hiranmani there. Yeah. Yeah, it was an exponent of his game last year, Nidish Sukkar, the overhead ball.
Oh, yeah.
He's fantastic with it and deadly when it goes.
Yeah. I always remember the start of these games. I'd be bricking it for the first couple of minutes until you get a touch of the ball. And then, even then you're still bricking it. You're just going, get the first touch out of the way, get a good pass out, and hopefully settle down.
Absolutely, and nothing worse than standing at the back for say the Heritage Barbarian side, and Nidish drops a bomb on you with 4 Indian strikers running at you as quick as they can. For your first touch of the game.
Yeah.
But as the Indian men here with possession, a little cut-off intercept there by the Heritage Barbarian side, and they'll work the ball around the back. It is the Heritage Barbarians in black, and that's Matt Reese-Gibbs looking for a transfer ball, but it's intercepted well by the Indians here, and it's Sukkar there, Nidish Sukkar on the ball. They'll obviously miss Xavier Guy, who played really well for them last year. He's tied up in some of the upcoming North-South fixtures with New Zealand Hockey, but not by lack of good players, because that is a quality entry there. Unfortunately, young Brett Menezes just doesn't travel the 5 yards required before entering the circle, but it's this is fast, Alpesh, and very skillful.
Yeah, I think Barbarians probably just need to take the sting out of the game. Just string a few passes together, and it won't help, but just stop any momentum that the Indians can or are trying to build or have built already.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a real. They like to play the momentum when it's up and when it's going. They just get up and they run rampant. So, like you say, playing in the right areas of the field, cutting down any long range or dribbly efforts is going to be pretty important for the first quarter of this game. Because if this Indian team get buoyed on confidence, they are a damaging unit when they get going.
Opportunity?
Here's a big opportunity if they can find the goal.
Yeah, keeper lost his lid.
Yeah, yep. So it's
well done. No, referee, well done. The safety, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely, player safety is paramount, and when the goalkeeper does just come away from the lid there, it's got to stop pretty quickly. This Indians men's side, I think Yogesh has got them coming out hot and coming out fast, and they're going to put pressure on the ball here and try and turn over as high up the field as possible. With little bits like this, here's a good little turnover here for the Indian side. Traditionally, Indian players playing with a lot of stick skill, the ability to throw the ball and link up together, fantastic hand-eye coordination will be on display here.
Yeah, I seem to miss out on all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm just wondering, maybe I wasn't actually Indian or something. Yeah, I could never do all this stuff that these guys do.
Yeah, I'd say we'll say it skipped the generation. Skip the layer.
Yeah. Oh no, everyone else I knew could do stuff. No. Now the Barbarians are really battling to get out of their back end here. I just reckon they just need a bit of speed of thought here, just to get the ball down the other end. And okay, this is probably the third or fourth time they've turned the ball over in their defensive half.
Yeah,
they just need to find a way to get the ball down the other end.
It's interesting that Matt Rees-Gibbs, who I mentioned earlier, number 19 there for the Heritage Barbarian side, he would traditionally probably play a layer up the field and would help that go forward a little more, and he's being forced to play, I guess, as central defender. But you're right, after you weather a couple of attacks like that, you kind of just need to get to the other end for a little bit.
Yeah, early days though.
There's an opportunity here if they can find the ball across the goal. Well smothered there by Ryan Bezadenhout in goal for the Heritage Barbarian side. He's a very active goalkeeper, so he will get out and he will challenge like that. Good positional play there by Nita. She would have liked to take it in a little cleaner, but he's in the right spot. So just happy to play the good possession there. And just not able to connect there for the Indian side, but I think, like you said, Alpish, they probably don't mind the Heritage Barbarians team being forced to take 16-yard hits because they're battling to get out with any real go forward.
Yeah, I've just sort of been watching what they do when the ball is dead. There just doesn't seem to be any urgency to get the game underway. And it just allows the Indians to set up their defence and makes it even more difficult for the Barbarians to get out.
As we see the Indian side here with a little bit of pressure, that's nice stick skill, but has been taken away. Happy just to roll the ball out for a long corner. You see an overload on the left-hand side here, just out of shot if they bring it this way, but they'll go direct. And Barbarians just happy to kick for touch there.
So, why do they call it a long corner still? Shouldn't it be called a 25? Wouldn't they call it a 25?
You might not have got the dribbling skills, Alpish, but you got the brains by the sounds of things. Get you on the committee, make the rules. I don't know, it's not very long and it's not very cornery.
Let's call it a 25. We have a 16-yard hit out of defence. We can have a 25-yard hit on attack.
Here we go. Here's a little bit of something happening for the Barbarians.
Okay, we got enough guys forward.
Yeah, they got the initial entry. Just the second pass there didn't quite go to. But there is some enterprise there from the Barbarians if they can get that string forward.
I mean, the Indians look pretty organised, so you've got to hit them at some pace. Like that attack started, with a bit of speed through the midfield there, and that's how they got down the other end.
Yeah, we see the Indian numbers around the ball guys, here.
The Indians all pretty good structure.
That's a great bit of skill there. The trap on the reverse and roll it onto the foot. That's a great little two-piece play there. So it will be the Indians with first.
Being a defender, you hate it when the attackers get into the circle, like your own attackers get into the circle and come out with nothing. So get a risk. Yeah,
absolutely. It's good reward for the turnover work and build-up play that they have had. So it'll be the Indian side with the first crack at the set piece. They were the best in the tournament at set piece last year, with both Nidish and Xavier at the bracket. They obviously don't have Xavier this year, but Nidish is there on the first bracket with Brett Menezes trapping. I did mention Bezuidenhout in goal, very strong.
Well defended.
Yeah, I don't think it quite came off as smooth as the Indians were looking for, but it did still end up goalward and defended well enough to not trouble the scoreboard. Oh, that's ball in.
Oh, well defended.
Yeah, that's
the old bobbling. Was that planned, that little deflection up over the stick? I don't think so, but it worked.
I'm not sure, but that's just rolled past the goalkeeper there, and I think it was Toby Platt for the Heritage Barbarians, just fishing one off the back line.
Well, we've got a half court come.
Yeah, so the Heritage team just happy to play in a little crouching half court there. Probably just wanting to stay aware of the overhead option of Nidish. But I think that's it. That's what you want to see there, Alpish. They get the turnover and they go fast, and you've got to attack this Indian team quickly, because if they get set up, they're a tough team to crack.
That's good composure from the defender there.
And that's Alex Dio on the ball there for the Indian side. He's just going to roll it in. And there to Milan Patel.
Like he's got some pretty silky skills.
And that's, again, that's Sukker and his overhead option there.
Yeah.
Well taken care of, but that's a lack of communication probably from teammates there, that he had somebody coming and the Indian team getting attack here.
Yeah. Good tackle.
Yeah, good defensive work there by Timanawanui McPherson for the Heritage team. It'll be Matt Rees-Gibbs coming onto the ball.
That's it. Okay, well that was good thinking from the Barbarians. Get the ball in play quickly, and good option taken. Just execution wasn't quite there.
Yep. There's a little midfield transfer if he can find it. He's just going to go himself.
Shoot.
Well, the Indian men's team asking for a penalty corner there, but I think it actually hit the ref.
Yeah. You can only ask, right?
Yeah, what's the worst? He can say no.
Yeah. Well, if you don't ask, you don't get.
That's Nidish Sukker coming forward with the ball. Entry pass. Trying to line up Jaden Dyer there in the circle for the Indian men's side. Just unable to pull it in on his reverse stick. Something that's you notice a lot in this Indian men's side, when they do turn the ball over and it's not an option to go forward, they're happy to go quite deep in defence with Dio or Sukker on the ball, just to try and ask these Heritage Barbarians to come out a little bit and offer them some space to play 2-on-1s through.
Yeah, I was going to say that crunching the ball through with a set defence is not really a very good option.
Oh, like, speaking of, it's probably not the pass Matt Rees-Gibbs was intending to make, but the topped bobbler got its way through.
Yeah, no, always works. If you hit it flat along the ground, it's too easy to stop the ball.
Yeah, I heard that was the 3D skills you possessed, Alpish.
Yeah. Always. Couldn't hit the ball hard, had to bobble it. Yeah. Especially, and topping the ball as well. Topping it, like cricket has a slower ball. When I played hockey, hospital passes and bobbles, they were my specialty.
Yeah, it's just the change-up.
Yeah.
Nidish looking long. It's going to be a tough one to pull in.
Yeah.
But they've got an opportunity to put a high press on here, and they're going for it.
Yeah.
There's a little overhead option there, probably just thrown to release pressure more than actually find an intended target, unfortunately. The Indian side coming forward here up the right. A good defensive tackle there. You can even see here on the ball, just content with walking it up, which is not helping their cause.
He's got an option. He's got an option. Just work a 2-on-1. He's got it to the left. Who's the next guy? No. Okay. He needs some help.
He's done well to get through there.
Well
it's
done.
Maybe fortunate, but has been now taken in by the Indian men's side.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Dio on the ball. Dio and Suka will play a lot of time at the back together across this tournament. It's I think Ishan Patel throwing the ball forward there for his teammate, and it's a nice baseline entry. Hasn't got the safety just yet. That's well taken care of there by Zayden Hout.
Yeah.
Pretty regulation save there at the end of all of that.
It was a good attack from the Indians. Good speed on it.
Yeah, the baseline entry was very nice. I was actually impressed by the composure of the defenders not to go flying in.
I'd say it was well defended as well. Barbarians got their feet out of the way with the ball getting passed back, and that sometimes it's just a cheap penalty corner if you're not concentrating. But yeah, they did. They got out of the way.
Especially on that defensive left, there's nothing worse than the guy carrying on his forehand, and you're dabbling in with the reverse stick and exposing your feet. So they have done well there.
Yes. Yeah.
This is McPherson at the back with the ball. That's a lazy option, unfortunately.
It was like a festival pass.
Yeah, his teammates won't be too stoked with that one, but if they can make up with some defensive effort here.
Yeah.
And that'll just trickle over the baseline.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's a bit of an easy pass into the circle there.
Yeah, it's we're down here almost pitch side, and certainly the Indian men's side a lot more vocal in their communication than the Heritage Barbarian side.
Yeah.
And things like identifying a free man and getting someone on the hotline and organising numbers.
Yeah.
Hard to do without talking.
Yeah.
It's Matt Rees-Gibbs on the ball.
I think the Barbarians' backs just need the midfield to work a bit harder for them, just to roll the ball in. Like there, the Barbarians get a couple of passes. Once they get the ball into the midfield, it's okay, but they just seem to struggle to. Okay, let's have a look here. Who's his midfield option?
Yeah. It's the Indian strikers are setting quite a high press, so the midfielders for that Barbarian side just have to present a little closer so they can get the easy one in first, pull out those strikers a little bit, and then give them some time to work around. As we come into the end of the first quarter here, it's a pretty high pace one. Indian side certainly with the advantage, the ascendancy going forward, and they obviously had their penalty corner. But Alpesh, what do you like so far about either team?
I think the intent of both teams, the Indians team has been very, very structured. They have dominated. They dominated the early stages, but as the quarter wore on, the Barbarians did come into it. They had a couple of opportunities there. Probably just haven't spent as much time in the attacking quarter as the Indians have. Look, first quarter, first time playing together, you go in at 0-0. I'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. As we just see a few of the highlights from that first quarter, there's been a fair share of Indian highlights, and they had opportunities there. This is the one that was just fished off behind the goalkeeper. They've gone close a couple of times. Obviously, they worked their corner. This little scrambled, like I said, I think that one.
I'd say there's nerves on both teams, right? Like you see in the highlights, there's probably a couple of opportunities. Just have a crack, the deflection. Just get a shot on target. The guy dribbling in at the top of the circle just before. Why not have a crack? Wind up. Ask some questions at the goal. And
Yeah, absolutely. And this is that passage we talked about here that almost got its way onto the reverse stick shot, and it didn't end up a great shot, but it's a shot, and it's asked a question there.
Yeah.
It's forced the goalkeeper to make a save. We've got the teams coming back out here. You can see the Indian men still playing right to left in the white strip, and the Heritage Barbarians left to right in the black strip. The Indian men with possession again to start the quarter. Both teams will have got the first quarter under their belt. There will have been some nerves, some haven't played together yet, but there's the first quarter in, and both coaches, I'm sure, will be wanting to see some improvements on this next quarter.
So if I was Yogesh Hari at quarter time, I'd be telling the attackers just be a bit more creative and in the attacking third, and probably just supporting each other a whole lot more than they have done.
Oh, that's nice pick up.
Okay,
Just gone a little too far forward. That's the creativity you wanted to see.
Yeah. No, he's got to gas it to get back.
So Heritage team coming forward here, and they've got some pace on the outside of Suka. That's a nice pass.
Good skill. Have a shot. Come on. That's the story.
Yep, good shot. Again, probably a fairly regulation one for Dylan Patel, but he's got to make it, and they get another opportunity through the free hit now. It's a nice little passage of play there for the Heritage Barbarian side.
Yeah, the Barbarians. Yes. Oh no.
Well, this is well read here by Suka. If they've got numbers going forward, that intercept had to be made. Well done.
Yeah, cover his own error.
And Suka again on the ball. If they can get the ball going forward here, the Indian Freeman and Nitish Suka is up the field, but just can't string those passes together. Alex Dio does well too. Oh, he's turned it over as well.
I have a feeling this is going to be a high-scoring game. Okay, it's already getting end to end.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
If these teams attempt to try and play this fast for the next 50 minutes, we are going to have either two amazing goalkeepers, or the scoreboards are going to be troubled.
Yeah.
As we see, David Oakley just calls a penalty corner for the Barbarian side. As we see the replay, it was a little build up the left-hand side of the field. Good circle entry. He turns in the shot, and it has just rolled onto the foot there of Alex Dio in his attempts to charge down the shot. So we'll get a look at the Heritage Barbarians penalty corner bracket.
What do you know about them?
Well,
who's the flicker?
Matt Rees-Gibbs likes to call his own number, but he has just sat off the back of the penalty corner bracket there. So it looks like they've got Liam Adams up there on the second bracket. It's gone to Muggleston, and he scored it.
Well done.
Yeah. Great answer back, and a great start to the quarter there against certainly the run of the first quarter. But all it takes is a couple of little opportunities like that, and well converted, well done. As we see the highlight package here.
It's like that the Indians weren't even set. It was a little too easy.
Yeah, it's a late central switch, so the first bracket came to the centre, and he's just flicked down the right and over the stick of the lineman for the Indian side. And just like that, against the run of play, it's 1-0 to the Barbarians, and they've got attack coming forward.
Well cut out. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they've whatever Clive Daniels has said at quarter time, Alpesh has worked.
You reckon some magic water or something like that as well?
Look,
There just seems a good amount of intensity from the Barbarians. You know, the runs through the midfield and that. It's been awesome the last couple of minutes for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They were able to wear the storm of the first quarter and like you mentioned, perhaps take the sting out of things a little bit at the back end of the quarter. But I know Clive, and he wouldn't have been too impressed by, I guess, their ability to struggle to get out of the back. So he obviously lit a fire up under them, and that worked through the midfielders there. But we do see the Indian men here come forward. I think it's like you mentioned in that first quarter, it looks like the midfield are just working a little bit more for their team, for the Heritage side.
Yeah. Nice.
This Indian men's side have no shortage of goal scoring when they get going, so
well played.
It's a nice little touch pass on there.
Okay.
That's Kishan Narsai coming forward with the ball. 16 there for the Indian side. He's got it back, Narsai. He's back to Suka at the back. He's got options coming forward if he wants them. That's Kenan Bicker with a good bit of 3D skill there. And he gets as far, unfortunately, as his own foot, so it will be a relieving free hit there for the Heritage side.
Well defended, yeah. Just looks like the Indians, just in the last minute or so when they've had a couple, they just seem one option short. You know, they can make a little break or a half break, but they're just missing one extra option. It's like the guy that passes the ball off just doesn't stay in the play.
Yep.
You know, he'll make a good pass, but I just think he needs to support the person he's passed the ball to. Just stay available.
Yeah, they've obviously got a ton of pace and skill up there, but like this guy's now isolated if his mate doesn't get here.
Yeah. Someone just, you know, has to just work a little bit. Oh, that's going to be a card. That's going to be a card.
Is
it?
No, happy with
Well, you play advantage and you can't get a card.
You're happy with the ruck infringement there?
yeah. I mean, like if you just kick the ball and
take the free. I'll take the card.
Yeah.
All is love and war in this tournament.
Yeah. It's like the old NRL the other night with the old Cowboys going, going for the umpire's revenge.
Oh yeah, taking the infringement on purpose just to try and get the other one.
Yeah.
This Heritage Barbarian side certainly looking a far sight from what we saw in the first quarter, which will.
And they seem to be passing the ball over a good distance as well. So, it should force the Indians to spread their defence out a little bit.
Yeah, I think
it's easier to break down.
Yeah, it's being earned by that first short one. You know, if you can get the first one into the midfield, you earn the right for that second, perhaps longer second phase pass.
Yes. Yeah. Oops. Well tracked.
Oh, he's done well there.
Good turn. Yeah. Come on, get it going. Okay. Wrong one. Oh,
good entry. This is Reese Gibbs. He's dangerous here. Oh, just unable to link up. He's dangerous in that area of the field if he can link up with another player, Matt Reese Gibbs. Let the Indian side off the hook. That's a good turn there.
See now, where's his? He needs a passing option.
Go quickly.
There.
If they can go quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh. It's a bit of an air ball.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of things that could have been going either way there, but
looked like playing for the corner and was surprised I got a chance of a shot.
Yeah. Indian team asking some questions on both sides of the field here. That's a great bit of work defensively.
there was good movement to get the ball to the other side, but once that guy got the ball, he needs to have an option, like instead of just like what looked like just being forced to dribble.
Yeah, you're right. It's the entry to the circle could be more pass biased than carry biased.
Yeah. Well, just one extra. Well, have an option, a dribble or a pass. At the moment, it's just a dribble.
Yeah, we. This is it. I think this Indian side just want the Heritage Barbarian side to come a little further out of their own end so that they can.
Good pass. No, he's isolated. Okay. He's done well.
Yeah, but again, you'd rather that first pass be an option, not just the carry.
Just have. I mean, someone has to really work hard, with the long passes to get up and support the ball carrier.
Yeah.
But I'm sure these guys are fit enough, and what you got rolling subs and that. So if you get a bit tired, you can go off for a couple of minutes. But just work that much harder for each other.
Yeah, it's what we asked of the midfield for the Heritage side.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
Yep, and that did come off the foot originally, so will be a second penalty corner. Indian men asking about it. Umpire David Oakley.
There's no TV referral here, is there?
No, we can see we get the luxuries of the replay here as we just see the baseline entry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one there come up off the foot.
Yeah.
And if it didn't...
It's always interesting seeing players go up to the umpire and that to question decision. Umpire actually to a player. Like they'll say, "Oh yeah, sorry guys, yeah, I agree with you. I'll change my mind."
Yeah. Haven't seen that one before.
I don't think that's in about 100 years. Okay, here we go. One bracket.
It was Dylan Muggleston again, and it was not far wide of the post there. Nita Shuka just getting his self out of the way.
He's actually done well there, not to just knowing where the post was.
Yep.
So he didn't have to play at it.
Yeah, so it's obviously Dylan Muggleston playing off the bracket there for New Zealand Barbarians. He's flicked both of their corners, obviously the first goal and that one there, but the Indian men's side coming forward up the right-hand side. We've had Alpesh asking for their strikers to just work a little harder for each other to give a second option in. They'll get themselves a long corner here. Coming into just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter of hockey between the defending champion New Zealand Indian men and the new Heritage Barbarians. That's not been called. And the Heritage Barbarians come forward with some of that midfield speed that we asked for. Ball goes across the front of goal, and that's a good bit of defence there.
Defended.
Not the prettiest exit, but it is all set for the line out. We've got 4 minutes to go in this quarter, Alpesh. What do you think Yogesh is saying to these boys? They'll want to get level before the break if at all possible.
I just think, look, they need to get a shot away. They've had a little bit of ball in the 25, but they haven't had anything. Haven't had anything this quarter.
Yeah, it's
no. Okay.
There's a big long ball by Nidish.
Well defended.
It's tidy out there by Matt Rees-Gibbs.
Yeah, excellent. Just like meat and drink. Too easy. Oh.
You'll be lucky.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say he might have been lucky to stay on there.
Yeah. A quick free hit didn't give the referee a chance to dish out the card.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit frantic here. But, I don't know whose favourite's going to work in, but the Indian... It's a late whistle there. And Ishan Patel thought he was away to the races for a one-on-one with Farhan Bezuidenhout, but the late whistle coming to bail out the Heritage Barbarians there. That's Lloyd McLaughlin on the ball, just trying to force through Alex Dio, but not the option. He will work back on defence and do enough of a job there to help his team, but this Kishan Asai on the ball. That's Kieran Chiba just trying to take him on one-on-one.
Okay, so he's going to get... Who's helping him? Doesn't need help.
Thank you. Good.
Okay, I think... Yep, Barbarians will be happy just to get to half-time with one goal.
Yep, minute and a half to go here. They'll
Yeah.
They won't want to concede anything. Just Over's a good reliever.
Oh, maybe not.
It's a nice little 3D pass.
Yeah.
Not able to be jumped on. It'll be Bezuidenhout to chase the ball out to the corner for the...
He won't be in any hurry, will he?
No. Oh, his teammates are.
What do we know?
Yeah. No, they want 2 before half time.
Yeah.
Here's the Indians coming forward here with a bit of an attack. Yeah, it just doesn't quite link up. Probably a little forced through there. They're going to try and put a high press on. There's about 30 seconds left. There is an overhead here.
But that was good intent from the Indians.
Yep.
You know, like a bit of speed. You know, like. Okay. But it shouldn't take to the last minute or a minute and a half for that intensity to come in.
Here we go. Might be one little opportunity here if they can be quick.
You know, he's at the left. There's a guy at the left still alive. Okay. But it was actually all on at the left there. They had to spare the guy.
That will spell the end of the second quarter here in the first men's game of the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament between New Zealand Indian men and the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians side. Game score currently 1-0 to the Barbarians after a fairly dominant first quarter by the Indian men to no avail on the scoreboard, but it was a penalty corner to the New Zealand Barbarian team through Dylan Muggleston in the second quarter that has put them up 1-0. And Alpesh, I think the New Zealand Barbarian side probably had the run of that quarter.
Yes, they did, definitely. You know, you're saying earlier on, you know, the Indian team have got a lot of guys back from last year, so on paper they'll probably be the favourites. I'd say they're playing anything but like favourites at the moment. So Barbarians would be very, very happy. The Indians, Yogesh will be, you know, giving them the hard word at half-time for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll just look at a couple of highlights here from the first half.
Yeah. How entertaining has it been? It's only 1-0, but it's been entertaining as.
Absolutely. There's been opportunities at both ends of the field, and it's moved so quickly. This is the goal here to Muggleston, which just goes over the stick of the Indian men's defender. Yeah, both teams have had the opportunity. That was the 6 again ruck infringement from Indian men's side. Another penalty corner there. So the Barbarian men's side earned themselves a couple of penalty corners that quarter. I'd say both teams have had a quarter each of having the upper hand. It's just little stuff in front of the goal or last pass options for the Indian side, letting them down a little bit at the moment. And a pretty strong penalty corner execution by the Barbarian side, putting them in front. Been an exciting game so far, and I think we're looking forward to a second half where if these teams can keep up this pace of play, things are going to open up at both ends of the field. Now you can see the Indian men's side there getting their orders. I'd say that they'll be expecting a much improved performance in this third quarter from what they put up that second quarter.
I mean, they don't need to make too many wholesale changes or anything. It's just, I just think it's just one extra support guy, and I'm not sure what it is. Is it just a matter of belief or something, that stops that extra guy getting forward and helping out? Is he too worried about a turnover and defending, or defensive role first? I think just have a crack. Some other guy's going to react and do some defending after, if they see, one of my teammates has gone forward to help out the attack, I better hang back and, just do a little bit of covering. I just think the Indian guys have had a lot of ball, but just not quality options when they get into the attacking third. And I just think they need one extra guy. Someone just has to run and help. And I think if they do that, there's a little bit of doubt will come into the Barbarians' defence, because they know, well, I can't just set myself to tackle or set myself where the ball is. I've got to think about, I've got one more thing to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the option going into the circle, like you mentioned, has just become a little one-dimensional, carry only at the moment. So adding that extra layer, like you say, I don't think there's a lot that needs to happen. It just needs to happen consistently, and they need to make sure that option is always available.
And then, as far as the Barbarians go, there's the way they were moving the ball and moving through that midfield towards the end of that second quarter was as a defender, there's nothing worse than seeing the midfield just running at pace. You've got the strikers all moving, and as a defender, you're sort of indecisive there. So Barbarians doing really, really well on attack, and look, they deserve the 1-goal lead.
That second quarter they really came out and they proved a little bit of dominance through the midfield where they had struggled in the first quarter. So,
and then dare I say it, that running through the midfield actually reminds me of how the Indians used to play. It was like sort of beating them at their own game.
I mentioned earlier that one of the big exponents, certainly in last year's team, for that was Xavier Guy, who not with the team this year. But they'd like to try and match them for that in the middle, and just improve a little bit of what's happening in front of the goal. Now, as we come back out for the third quarter of action here between the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians and New Zealand Indian men, just take a moment to thank some of the people that put all of this together. Obviously, it's a fantastic weekend out here at Colmar Sports Centre in Papatoetoe, and this tournament doesn't happen without behind-the-scenes work of a lot of people, businesses, organisations, and volunteers. But we make special mention, of course, to our sponsors, One Foundation, who do a lot of work in funding and sponsorship for making this happen. MTEL, who take care of a lot of the technology and digital work that happens. The Barna Family Farms, they always support sports and events, and Indian Sports Association work that they do. Onyx Sportswear, who again have put on some pretty fantastic stuff, as we do see the Indians just try and force their way through. They will earn a free hit just outside the circle. Now we've got Go Hockey, obviously Brent Edwards, big supporter of events and tournaments. He'll be here with his sales trailer over the weekend. Blackwood Legal, who offer fantastic legal advice and support our tournament. Keeper Life, Phil and the team at Keeper Life, who work in insurance and financial literacy and understanding your finances, and of course Mama's Hangi, who are doing a fantastic job here on some of the food support for the tournament. obviously we couldn't put a tournament together without all those guys, and it's an awesome tournament shaping up already with a pretty solid men's game here.
Yeah, no, thanks to all the sponsors for getting on board and what is a really amazing concept.
Oh, I think Neeraj Sukkar might add that one to his personal highlights reel there. He might look back at it in a few years and wonder what he was doing on his lid, but the skill is certainly there.
The hairstyle's fine. I just reckon he needs a little bit of bling. Just needs a bling. Pull off the full Mr. T look.
Yeah. I think we could organise down at the Otara Markets a gold chain over the over the weekend for Neeraj. I think if he goes back-to-back MVP, he'll do the clock on the chain.
But I think he can only pull it off because he's actually a really good player. If he didn't have ability and skills, I'd be saying, nah, change your haircut. But no, he's a really handy player. Looks like a safe pair of hands.
He's
good on him.
Almost got a little bit of the Pappenhausen going about him.
Oh yeah. We reckon make it blonde.
All right, back in the third quarter here, we've got the Indian men's team coming forward. Happy to keep possession, that is. Sukkar out the back there with the ball.
Actually, the Indians have come out at the start of this third quarter with a bit more purpose, I think. There just seems a little bit more aggressive movements and ball and passing as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's part of what makes quarters so exciting with hockey. That's a fantastic move by Matt Rees-Gibbs. Like I said, he's dangerous coming forward. A very strong carry of the ball through the midfield, and he links up with his teammate there.
Green card for the tackle. Yeah,
he's going to get just a warning.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you bother with warnings, but anywho.
A warning for a warning.
Yep.
Like, isn't a green card just a warning?
I thought, yep, that was the warning. He had 2 minutes to think about it.
Maybe the referee and the guy's dad get on well together or something like that.
He owns the local pub.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Well, booted away there by Dylan Patel.
Okay.
Enough to find the sideline. This is
change of momentum. Just as
tidy bit of skill.
There we go.
That's what you've been asking for this Indian inside. Cross the line, take the shot, ask a question.
Yeah, I mean, what? They get a 16-yard hit, right? So it's the same as not taking a shot.
Yeah, it was a good bit of skill there by Jordan Whittleston just to turn the corner in 3D and get a strong shot away. Didn't miss the post by far, so there's opportunity there if they can keep getting ball up to that circle edge. Is Heritage Barbarians just happy to play the ball at the back. That is Matt Rees-Gibbs linking up in his midfield. 3D entry again.
Yeah, he backed into the defender there.
Yeah, he just took away the defender's ability to play the ball with his body, which is it is a foul. Well taken in there.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, that's he's taking a bit of a bump there off the.
Well, he did get cleaned up. He left himself open too. I wouldn't be dribbling past someone on their forehand, or we wouldn't even try.
No, and Matt Rees-Gibbs will take a pretty solid stance. Yeah. He's certainly not one to lose on that end of that collision.
No. I imagine his eyes lit up and saw someone, little fella, said, cross my head out to the end.
Yeah, well off balance and running probably on the wrong side.
Yeah.
So the teams will just take a quick breather here as young.
In all seriousness, I hope it's okay.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not too serious.
Absolutely. Ishan Patel there, I think, who did just take a little bit of a tumble. We hope everything is all good with him. They've just got his team management out there at the moment, but both teams will just take a minute to pull themselves together. It has been a fast start to this quarter. You mentioned the Indian men's team came out with a little bit more intent, and then the Heritage team got their shot away as well, so it might be a timely breather for the teams.
Yeah. That Matt Rees-Gibbs' tackling style reminds me of Brett Lever, the Pacifico coach. I remember no one used to want to go near him at all when we were playing. He was absolutely fierce. He was in rugby league terms, he'll be like probably like Trevor Gilmeister, if you can remember him for the Queenslanders.
Right. Yep.
Or he was.
Yeah, he's a never got to see Brett play, but I can well imagine he's still a very tough man to this day. So
No, you wouldn't even want to dribble at him at training. Like he was just that scary. Hockey's not a contact sport. But when you played against or train with Brett Lever, it hurts.
Just had a wave and a yell out from Brett Lever. Alpesh, just saying that you were soft.
I just sat on the bench most of the time anyway. So yeah, so he can say what he likes. I'll still be sitting on the bench. Yeah.
No, it's we will get the chance to see Brett's team, the New Zealand Pacifica men, come out in the next game. He's coaching that side again.
But I did know how to pick the best oranges, though. I could spot the best oranges from miles away.
Knew where every water tap was in every hockey facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just for those just joining us on the stream here, we're just having a injured player tended to in the middle of the field. Teams have just gone back into the dugouts there to discuss the rest of their game plan. Where to from here? We've still got about 12 minutes in the third quarter left to play. Score currently 1-0 to the New Zealand Heritage Barbarian men through a penalty corner in the second quarter to Dylan Muggleston. And we will, we're just taking a short break while we get through some highlights, and young Ishan Patel is looked after on the field.
Have we got any news on Ishan?
He is down there with his team management and medics at the moment. So we look at the highlights.
It's been an entertaining game so far.
It has been. There's been plenty happening. So we see penalty corner, first option here for the Indian men's side. They got the first one. Well run there to shut down the threat of Nitish Sukha. The Indian men's side really having the run of the first quarter, as you'll see through the highlights here. And there's opportunity here, tidied up in front of the goal with keeper out of position. And there were some opportunities. This is one we would have liked to see a shot a little earlier.
Shot, yeah.
But unfortunately for the Indian men's side, the run of the first quarter, but not able to put anything on the scoreboard. And it was Matt Rees-Gibbs here that's helped to spark things through the midfield in the Heritage Barbarians side that opened up their sole chance for the first quarter. Did go well over the top of the goal, but was a foreshadow of some things to come. And the Indian men just not able to link up that last pass. There's a good shot on target here, but dispatched pretty well by Ram Zadenhout in goal for the Heritage Barbarians side. And when the Barbarians did get running in the midfield and they did get numbers up, they looked dangerous. And this is the eventual goal scorer, Muggleston, just putting one on target there for Dylan Patel. And you see here, their successive stuff has been real strong work through the midfield at pace. This is the penalty corner that they earned for their first goal. You see here, little shift to the centre castle, And it's Muggleston there that will just flick one over the stick of the Indian lineman.
Yeah, it was all too easy for them.
Yeah, and that's a highlight in itself, that one, but it was the
Yeah.
Heritage Barbarian men in that second quarter that really had the run of the pace in the midfield. And this earned them another penalty corner, which, as we move through the highlights, this one actually goes very close as well.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the
Interesting,
attack
they've
on the
only
right
got
corner.
one bracket on for this corner.
Yeah, that's gone close to
Yeah.
need a Shuka there on the post. A couple little opportunities here that
Yeah.
the Indian men just couldn't
Towards the
quite
end of
put
the half.
away. Yeah, in the first half there, and we are 5 minutes into the third quarter. Both teams in this third quarter have had an opportunity at either end of the field. We've just got the teams slowly making their way back out onto the field now. The Indian side in the white and the Heritage Barbarians in the black. It's always tough, Alpesh, to you get almost just a little over halfway through a game, and then something like this happens.
Yeah.
You get cold, and you're worried about your teammate, and obviously there's different things going on. How do you, I guess, get back on track, get right back into the game?
Nothing much changed for me. I'd still be sitting on the bench, but if I was on the field, it's just treat it. I'd be treating it like the start, the start of the game. So your mental processes, it's just we're just having a head off again, and whatever's gone on beforehand, you just got to park it, leave it off the field, and get on with things. So, and I'm pretty sure this is what the coaches will be telling their guys as well. Look, we've still got a lot of hockey. No.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's you're right. I mean, the scoreboard's only 1-0. They just got to go straight out there now that the game is starting. Best team put their best foot forward, and they just got to go from here. As we see,
looks like the injury might. Okay, looks. It's his leg. Okay, well he's having a drink. That's a good sign.
Yeah, Ishan will just be helped off the field here by the medic and umpire official team there. To an applause from the crowd here. We wish him only the best in whatever protocols and recovery that he needs to go through this evening. We'll get some news back to you all once we find out how he is going. But absolutely wish him all the best and. Nothing too serious, but we will get back into third quarter action here between the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians and the New Zealand Indian men's side. We are 5 minutes into the third quarter in the game. Barbarians up 1-0, and I'd assume there'll be a bully or a free hit in the middle of the field there, one way or the other.
It's always funny with the bullies to start the game. Like, does it actually get competitive to who gets the ball, or do you just hit the ball away and pass it off? It's not like the old mini hockey back in the days, how we used to start the games, and a bit of a scrap to get, or the ice hockey style scrapping.
Yeah, I'd say that there'll be a mutual agreement in the middle there between the two players, and one will just hit it back to a defender, and they'll off they trudge for the game. But yeah, makes an interesting one. So we'll play 12 minutes now to finish out the third quarter, and then obviously the fourth quarter will come as well. But score is 1-0 to the Barbarians. Umpires are just taking their places now, and we will resume action very shortly.
Okay, let's rock and roll. Just I hope we can get the pace of the game back up that we had before the stoppage.
Yeah. I hope the teams haven't become too tentative or change too much of what they're doing. Here they go. The Indians want to go.
Yeah.
If anything, it may have given them a little extra breather to keep this pace up. Oh, interesting turnover opportunity here for the Heritage side. They don't have good numbers unless they can link up the other side of the field. He's done well enough to earn a free hit. Yep. It is Timano Wanui McPherson on the ball here for the Heritage Barbarians, and he turns it over.
Has he got an option? Who's his next option? Good. Here's a chance.
Yeah, that's a bit better. We had 2 passes there available, and that's a goal.
Yeah, well done.
That's a great little build-up there for the Indian men's side. We just saw more pass option.
Yeah. Have they been listening to us, you reckon?
I don't know if anybody would listen to me, but if we look at the replay here, it was a nice little top entry.
We talk a good game. Honestly, we talk a good game. But this is a really good goal. Well, great build up.
Yep.
There were 3 or 4, I think 4 guys working together in that goal. Yeah, each did their little bit. It was like perfect hockey.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, attack down one side of the field, tap in on the other side, make things easy when you've got numbers around the ball and people working together.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah. So that little break here could tell a big part of this game. We've levelled things up at 1-1, and like you said, Alpesh, it's pretty much like we're walking out there to start the game now. It's 1-1.
That's it. Yeah. So just.
It's the Indian men's team coming forward here through Alex Dio, who's been given a little bit of space to come forward. That's a good tackle there.
Just kind of painted himself into a corner there towards, just ran himself until he had no options on. Like his guys need to work a bit harder for him.
Yeah, I think we've spoken about in both teams at different stages of this game, how willing are your teammates to work off the ball?
Yeah.
And it looks
It'll be interesting to see how the Barbarians fight back here.
Yes. Here's the turnover. This is the Indian men's side you don't want to be playing against. They've got their confidence up. They're stringing passes together.
Great pass.
And that is just missed wide of the goal. Wow. Yeah, this is certainly the Indian men's side you do not want to be playing against, because they are passing the ball, they're getting guys running for each other, and they are playing with some confidence. And I think I can still see Ishan Patel out there, so it may have actually been Keenan Bicker who was carried off with an injury, so we'll get an update and news about that one, but wish whoever it was a very speedy recovery and hope nothing too serious. But the Indian men's side look enterprising out of this forced break.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's Ishan Patel there on the ball, so I may have got numbers mixed up, but Ishan is still out there and doing some good stuff. You can see the linking up there is a lot more than it had been.
Yeah. You can just tell by body language when they, when they receive the ball first, it just seems to be like a little bit of a spring in their step now, compared to before the injury break.
Yeah, that first touch always looks a little more positive, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just to stop the ball, it's actually to do something with the ball. Here we go, penalty corner.
It's going to give them a penalty corner here, and this, I think, will come, Alpesh, as we look at the replay there, from a guy just coming in and having a dig, trying to get the ball goalward.
Yeah.
There's a little mix-up on the baseline between the defender and the goalkeeper originally, but as the ball just goes in there, trying to get something goalward onto the foot, and the Indian men will take that and have an opportunity here to go up.
Yeah, it's a bit like life, right? If you try, something usually happens. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as we set up for the penalty corner here,
That's not a problem.
we've got Nita Suka on the second bracket
so
and
he's
Alex
moved.
Dio on the first.
Yeah, he was on. They've switched over.
Oh, that's not what they wanted.
Here we go. Is there?
Broken play. Cleaned up there enough by the Heritage Barbarians.
No, an opportunity at that.
Only as far as halfway though.
Oh.
To all of you joining us out there on the Sky Sport Next YouTube, the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page, or the FIH app, I hope you're enjoying the game. We've just come back from a short delay break for injury, and the Heritage Barbarians not able to get a shot away, but this is starting to get end-to-end already, Alpesh, and it's going to be exciting for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
The scores leveled up at 1-1. The Indian men just able to put one in the goal in the last couple of minutes.
It was lucky.
Yeah, we'll take those calls.
Yeah. 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 I mean,
There you go. So the Indian men's side with a little baseline entry.
yep. Wow.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
Like you say, you make your own opportunities here, so get the ball in the circle, create something. So they will have another look here as we see this has gone from midfield transfer out to the right side. A nice little weighted pass down to the T-bar. A little 3D entry just is enough to get the... you notice the positioning of the defender there, very upright, coming in, feet together. Not a lot of chance there.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want to make eye contact with Brett Lever if you were defending like that. Yeah.
So the Indian men's team will want to execute a little better than they did the last corner. It went through a mistrap and they weren't able to get their bits away.
Okay, well, shuffle. Sometimes I wonder with penalty corners whether if you haven't rehearsed it enough or something, whether you just play like a 7-on-4 game.
Yeah.
You know, just treat it as open play and beat each defender one by one and hopefully just tap it in.
Yeah, it's
Like it all looks. If we don't have a strong flicker or a strong combination, you know, just go old school and just treat it as open play. Okay, it breaks on now.
that's great cover work there by Alex Dio.
Yeah.
It's tough to do at full speed.
And it's good that he's stayed in the play, like tried to get forward again after passing the ball off. I'm sure you.
Indian men just stringing a few passes together. A little too far out of reach. And this is Matt Rees-Gibbs.
Here we go.
Just overruns the ball, unfortunately. That was always a problem for me, Alpesh, running too fast. And that's a goal.
Oh, what a goal. What a goal.
So it's a couple of things you asked of the team just before the break there. Take an early shot, be creative. Let's cross the line, get the ball going goalward, and you make your own luck here.
Yeah. Gee, that last couple of minutes really was like a bit festival hockey. Look at just sort of getting towards this end to end.
Yeah, and this
really enjoyable.
That's up in the net. May have come a slight deflection off the defender's stick, but it's on the scoreboard for the same points, and that's 2-1 to the Indian men, who have been buoyed definitely by this short break, and that's not 5 and will be a green card for the Heritage Barbarian defender there.
It was an excellent finish there to score the goal. There's something really satisfying about seeing the ball just get smashed into the goal, like hit the net.
Yep. Yeah, it's like the swish in basketball, isn't it? You just see the net rattle. You know what's happened.
Yeah. Yeah. None of these little tap-ins kind of thing. Nah. It's just crunch it in.
Yeah, so advantage back to the Indian men's side for a very solid last 5 minutes or so of play here has given them 2 goals and a lead, now 2-1 over the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians, but they're going to want to keep coming forward. And this is a brilliant transfer pass. He's got numbers ahead.
Is there a dive? Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's going to go down the other end. Oh.
A dive out the back post, but well booted by Dylan Patel for the Indian men's side. I'll give a quick shout out to the Dorr family watching along. Katie and Maddie, obviously part of the New Zealand Black Six women's side this year. They're watching along, and the family up in Whangarei watching the games. So we wish them the very best of luck for their upcoming games.
Oh.
It did hit the foot there of the Indian defender, but Max Beach judged enough of a second shot opportunity to let the play on, and it's just a 16-yard hit. And he unfortunately just got turned around a little bit there. Nedish, I think, wanted to come in on his forehand, and a good little bit of 3D skill from the Heritage Barbarians side just turned him around.
Gee, I think the coaches are going to be pulling the hair out of it.
Fortunately, I don't think Yogesh has too much to pull, but...
Okay. Or borrow someone's pull that out. Okay. Okay, here we go. Is it 3/4 time?
Yep, so this is right on the hooter here.
Everyone up. Yeah.
Heritage.
So, see, what would you do here? Well, they've 1 out of 2 for penalty corners, so maybe they will just have a shot off the top.
Yep, they're just going to flick one, and it is Dylan Muggleston with his second. And that's 2-2. This, I tell you what, Alpesh, we are going to be treated to an absolute cracker of 17 minutes of hockey when we come back from this break.
Well, we picked it at the end of the first quarter, right?
Yep.
That it was going to get like this. A little bit end to end. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the teams just get back in for their last quarter break. Both teams found strength in that last period. Perhaps the short injury break that we did have refilled some of the lungs a little bit, because that was fast and furious. And this is the final penalty corner here. Was you see the highlight? That's a pretty good flick. Gets past the left glove of Dylan Patel and over the head there of Nedish Sukha, the lineman for the Indian men. But it's 2-2, and it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's great fun watching. I actually hope the coaches don't coach. I'm quite enjoying this, lack of structure a little bit, just end to end, and that is, but maybe it'll tighten up for a little while at the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that can kind of go either way, isn't it? Where either a team tries to clamp on and try and play structure through the whole thing, or they just go, you know what, we're going to throw balls to the wall and we're going to try and score more than you.
This was a great goal, great team goal. Here from the Indians.
Yeah. Very well worked. There's numbers around the ball. We talked about having options, and he had options.
Yeah, we didn't. The highlights, we didn't see the full build-up, but
and this was almost very nearly there as well. And this dive at the far post was close. As we come back onto the field here, it is 2-2 between the New Zealand Indian men and the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians. We just had a pretty frantic 11 minutes of that quarter where both teams, we had 3 goals in 11 minutes, 2 to the Indians and 1 on the buzzer to the Heritage Barbarians. So this last 17 minutes, I think, is going to be fast and furious. It'll be the Heritage Barbarians with first use of the ball. That's Toby Platt on the ball. Indian team wanting to get up into a nice high press. That's a great trap.
Well done. Well,
Oh, and he gives it back, unfortunately, a little bit too
Oh,
high.
that's a bit unlucky. Okay.
50-50 there on the way of the Indian side. That's Nitish Sukha on the ball. He's been solid in getting the guys around the park.
Yeah.
Ref didn't like the push in the back there, but it's the Indian men coming forward with the ball.
Yeah, didn't think that was a good option.
No, and this is already just as rapid as the last 3 quarters have been.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we've got 3 more goals in us here, Alpesh. That's my call. I've got 3 more.
Okay, so what are we getting?
I'm not saying who.
Yeah. So 4-3 either way, eh?
4-3 one way. Yep.
4-3 on the buzzer.
Yeah, for those who didn't catch the last game. Oh, we've got an opportunity here for the Indians. Saved there by Rohan Bezuidenhout and just missed on the baseline there. Yeah, for those of you who didn't catch the earlier women's game between the New Zealand Māori and the New Zealand Pacifica women, Pacifica team up 2-0 with 5 minutes to go, and New Zealand Māori women scoring with 4 minutes to go, and then scoring a field goal on the final buzzer to send the game to shootout. So we've already had some fireworks today. I'd say there's going to be something pretty exciting here as the ball just goes up and is taken under control by Nitish Sukha, but little scramble will...
Yeah, but it's been a bit scrappy start to the 4th quarter.
It has. I think...
Actually, I actually don't want a 4-3 final score. I want a draw and a shootout that takes about 10 players, like it's 10-9 in a shootout.
Alpesh wants the players working overtime for their money on day one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Nothing to do with structured clinical hockey or anything like that. Just make it entertaining.
There's a little overhead here. Yeah, it did hit the foot and he...
but that's actually well defended. He got his feet outside the circle there.
Yep.
So no cheap penalty corner. It's well defended.
You can hear communication here on a full press for the Heritage Barbarians. Unfortunately, when Nitish Sukha's at the other end, there's not much of a full press to be had. And there's an opportunity here.
Yeah, penalty corner.
I think we're going to say it's penalty corner for being inside the 5 on the receipt of the aerial. Well, that's gone one end to the other pretty quickly.
Yeah. Defender didn't really have an option, right? Like, like what's he going to do? Stand back and let the guy just take a baseball bat shot, kind of.
Yeah, the way Matt Rees-Gibbs is running his first runner line, he gets out there pretty quick and he runs a pretty good line. I'd probably rather sit on the penalty corner than having a guy wind up baseball style at my goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, and fair to say the Indians' penalty corners haven't worked today so far.
Yeah, they have had a couple of miscues. They go for the castle switch to first again. There's another one that is pretty.
Just play normal hockey now. Yeah.
Actually, don't mind the shot option in the end there by Alex Dio.
Yeah, just open play. Treat it as open. If your penalty corner's not working, just go open play. So someone make the big call and say, right, we're just going to play open play. It looks pretty village hockey, but oh well, if you score a goal from it, who cares?
It's a nice rotation of players there from the Heritage Barbarians and a nice transfer.
Yeah, we've got a spare guy. Yeah. Oh,
if that could be pulled under, there was some opportunity going forward.
Yeah.
Will be the Indians to bring the ball out of their own end here through Dio. It's brought under control well there by Milan Passot.
Yeah. A bit too easy. seem to have got a lot of results down this left side in the third and fourth quarter, the Indians.
Yeah, they've linked up well down that side.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Like, in the first quarter, they sort of did plug down the right-hand side a whole lot, but now, yeah, there doesn't seem to be much running down the right in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, maybe that's something that has been identified either by coaching staff or on the field from the players. But
yeah. Imagine if it was something silly like, the turf actually slopes down that way, so the game just...
There's more shade on that side of the field, so the water's still there.
Yeah, like, think of something illogical, and we'll run with that.
All right, so Heritage Barbarians coming out of their own end here. Nice ball into midfield. That's Tian Byes on the ball.
Yeah, too easy getting out of there.
Toby Platt on the ball for Heritage Barbarians.
Like a bit of a training ground activity.
That's a good tackle there by Kishan Narsai, but it's going to be tackled back again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope this franticness doesn't turn into what it's looking like so far and too much dribbling.
Yeah.
We want the pass rate to stay high like it did in that third quarter there.
Oh,
There's a nice little pass.
Now, can he get a... Okay, he'll get a... Now, can he just stay on the ball?
There's Nidish looking over.
Has he made it? Okay. Well done. Good defending as well.
Yeah, good on both sides there. There's a nice little overlap and attempted to get a shot away, but well defended.
Yeah.
Certainly brave defence, yeah.
Yeah. Brave or silly, or a combination of both. Oh.
A little overlap on that left side, their favoured left side. Will be another...
No, but actually when people are winding up on the reverse, the safest option is just to get as close as you can to the guy taking the shot.
Yeah.
That's the safest.
Yeah, you got to get inside that swing arc.
Yeah.
That's...
Get you know. Oh,
that's a couple of fairly agricultural tackles.
No, we're getting... This is... The game's getting awesome. Yeah. Nothing like seeing a bit of competitiveness, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
At least you know that your teams are trying and they want to win.
Yeah, none of these losses are going to be through a lack of effort, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's Indian side with the ball in the midfield. And there is Alpish is named Indian Mr. T.
No, he needs bling still. Yeah.
We'll work on it. Here's Matt Rees-Gibbs. He's come onto the ball at pace here.
Okay.
Not able to get the free hit I think he wanted.
Okay, get them.
Well, that's that shady corner down there. That's tough to play in and out of.
Yeah. Nice.
Second free hit here for the Heritage Barbarians. They'll just continue to work their way forward. It is still 2-2, and if I'm calling 3 more goals, they're going to have to happen quickly. We've got about 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Plenty of time.
That's a nice link pass, but he just unable to pull it in. That's Matt Rees-Gibbs again coming forward at pace. Great defensive work there by Alex
No,
Dio.
they've got a pass.
But turned over again. Manawanu McPherson on the ball for the Heritage Barbarians.
So Matt Rees-Gibbs, when he gets the ball, he really has a purpose. You know, he's running hard. He's got his head up, looking for something. Now, I don't see, for the last couple of minutes, haven't seen the same from the Indians. Like, okay, we get a guy dribbling. Oh, he's done well there. Now can you? Oh, he's done better than well. Okay, well done.
A superb showing of skill there.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like you say, probably you'd prefer a guy to be punching forward with an intent and a purpose, but you can't deny a fair bit of skill to get through 4 or 5 people there.
Silky. Yeah.
It looks cool, and there's points for cool.
Yeah.
Heritage Barbarians just trying to work their way out.
Yeah,
and that'll be a
sort of
play
nothing
on.
like getting rejected mid-commentary. Yeah, sort of wasn't even the commentator's curse kind of thing. Yeah.
That's Kishan Nasai on the ball there, just looking at his midfield options, but happy to roll the ball back to Nitish Suka.
No, he's stuck. He's going to get stuck.
Work the 2-on-1.
You got a free hit, yeah. Take it out, yeah.
That's it. We'll change your point of attack, have a look at the other side of the field.
Good try.
It's good repositioning there by Alex Dio just to help his mate out and keep the ball moving. So unable to bring it in there is Kishan Nasai. We've got just under 5 minutes here, Alpish. What's the what's the crack? How are they going to get through? Where do we find a goal?
Okay, I think the game has to get end to end. I think for like I think the Barbarians are able to work the ball up the field.
Yeah, they do come forward with the ball here.
They're going to have to basically go at a bit of pace.
Yep.
Like it just seems that everyone's sort of playing for the 2-2 draw at the moment.
Yep.
But I think it's going to take Nitish a bit of urgency on the ball, a quick pass out of defence or something that allows some momentum to build quickly.
Yep.
I think that's so. Yep. Okay. So yeah, he's done a couple of good overheads, but a hard pass to the midfield, a quick ball to the mid. Oh dear.
Yeah, and that'll be a card there.
Okay, that's going to make things a bit tricky.
Yeah, Matt Rees gives a wish he had that one back again. He won't be too pleased with the execution on that ball. He got the advantage, he got the player off, and then not able to execute. But this is Alex Dio just looking to throw a long one.
Well cut out there.
That's a great receive and go forward. They've got numbers here if they can link up. And it's going to be a corner down on the reverse stick. It's
a cheap corner.
It is. Unfortunately, I think the Heritage Barbarian player was probably going to dribble himself out anyway, and just stuck a stick out and gave him a cheap one. As we see the replay here on the screen, it was a good go forward ball. This pass by Tian Byers and a great receive here. But I think he'd probably just about lost it, and it's a cheap foul. So they've compounded errors there.
Started from the intercept of the overhead there, and got the quick pass away.
That's it. 2 fast passes on a turnover, and they're in the opposite end circle.
So the Barbarians scored from 2 penalty corners.
And there's 3. And that's that man again, Dylan Muggleston.
Yeah.
He's at his 3rd, and that is very well executed. We've got just over a minute and a half here, 90 seconds of hockey to play.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
Indian men are going
I guess you have to bring some intensity now.
Yep, they're down a player still, which is going to make things hard, but they're going to have to go. So the Barbarian men's side will happily just walk that one and try and keep possession. It's a great receive. It's PT.
Oh, yeah. Is there,
Oh, it's a great pass. There could be a fourth in them.
pass. Great pass. Yeah. No, he'll just get a penalty corner. Just get a... Yeah. Oh, no, he missed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't quite find the foot that he was looking for there.
Yeah. Let's get...
Indians coming back the other way.
To the
If
right.
they can find the other.
Oh, wow. Oh. Okay.
We talk about
Okay,
cheap corners resulting in goals. That might be just unable to get his feet outside the edge of the circle.
Okay,
So-
big call here. Penalty corners haven't worked all game.
We see the replay here, and it was, just unable to get his feet outside the circle. An extra step would have avoided most of that, but the Indian team do have an opportunity here, and if there's somebody that steps up in big moments like he did in last year's final, it is Nidesh Sukha. I don't want to put any knockers on him, and they haven't been the most clinical from corners today.
The drag out is going to be straight.
And that is the hooter.
Hooter. Oh, good save.
And I've
here
scored
we
one.
go.
We're going again.
Excellent.
If hockey couldn't get any better, we've just gone goal one end, down to goal here. Oh, the first save
Maybe
off the
this-
flick.
Yeah.
So we have a look at the highlights here. It goes first bracket, which is Nidesh. Well saved here by Zadenhout. Little aerial one. This is well taken down here on the edge. And just a nice touch in, and I think it's Alex Dio, who has played very well for the Indian men's side at the back alongside Nidesh Sukha, who puts the ball in the goal, and we are going to go to another shootout. I wasn't quite right with 3 more goals, but you, Alpish, take the 3-all draw.
Right on the yeah. No, actually, it was actually well played in that last one. I was actually looking at the right striker at the edge of the circle. I was wondering what he was doing, just standing around. He obviously knew the goalie was going to save the ball, and the ball would lob to him and should keep the ball inside the circle. And that's, because if the ball leaves the circle, the game's over, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like they drew it up, I think.
Yeah. The coach is saying, "I'll get in on the rebound, get in on the rebound." He's probably given, gone, now stand around. Yeah.
And that's how you made the team back then, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So we just finish up here, fourth quarter action between the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians and the New Zealand Indian men. High-paced game right from the start through to the end. We did have an extra break in the middle there for an injury to one of the Indian men's side, but that only buoyed more goals and more fast-paced hockey, which for us watching at home has been a great watch the second half. Now, a 3-all draw means we will go to a penalty shootout, where both teams will have the opportunity to play for the winning points. For those of you not familiar with the penalty shootout, similar to ice hockey, an attacking player will have 8 seconds to attempt to score a goal. As we just quickly see some of these highlights from the last quarter here between the Barbarians and the Indians. It certainly went back and forth. The Indian penalty corners didn't work that pretty for the game, but it was secondary options like that one that looked a little better than their originals. We see the aerial ball well used by the Indian men's side through the game. We went into the fourth quarter at 2-all. It was a goal either way, both through penalty corners. Near the end of the quarter, that finished us 3-all here, and this was a lovely bit of stick skill through a few defenders there by Manraj Gill for the Indian men's side. And it was Matt Rees-Gibbs here who really gave the Heritage Barbarians some go forward. And That was the call there that sent the Indian men's side down a player. And it was this overhead and go forward ball from Tian Baez up that earned them the penalty corner here just on the baseline. Strong carry there by Charles Cleal. And this is the penalty corner at 2-all at the time. You can see on the clock there with only 2 minutes to go. In the background it was 2-all, and it's this well executed first bracket option from Dylan Muggleston, who put them up 3-all. He had scored all 3 of their goals. But with time expiring on the clock, it was this penalty corner here by the given away by Matt Rees-Gibbs, which awarded the New Zealand Indian men's side their final ditch effort to level the scores up. And it goes to the first bracket.
See, look, watch the guy at the right.
Yeah, he's just sat there waiting for it. He knew where to be. Right there, gets the ball going goalward, and it's a secondary play on by Alex Dio to beat Ruan Bezuidenhout in goal, which will bring us to the penalty shootout. And we looks like the captains have done their bits and pieces. It will be the New Zealand Barbarian Heritage team to take the first penalty shootout. So he's got 8 seconds to score a goal. Unlimited number of shots. It's all just in 8 seconds.
What's he going to do? Crack it from the top? Or is he going to run it in and
this is the goal scorer. This is our flicker. So looking to get around the goalie, and missed on the near side. Dylan Patel just stayed on his feet, got in between the ball and the goal, and did well there. So that is well done.
Interesting. The Barbarians, all 3 penalty corner goals went to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. I wonder if they'll be targeting, like going for the left side in the shootout as well.
This is Kieran Chiba here for the New Zealand Indians. Here's a little stick check from Bezuidenhout. And it's you can see there pretty clearly on the visual. Yep. Stick check there by Ruan Bezuidenhout, and it will be Alex Dio by the looks to come up and take the penalty stroke. So infringement by the goalkeeper there judged to be more severe than just a retake, so it will be a penalty stroke.
Well done.
And well executed there by Alex Dio.
It's actually the first time I've seen a stroke being awarded during a shootout.
And we've got the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians up. And it was Charles Cleal Charles Cleal going for the early shot, but Dylan Patel answers well there with the big left boot. It keeps the Indians up 1-0 through the shootout and 4-3 on the final game score. And it looks like we've got Hiranmani. That's fantastic goalkeeping there by Ruan Bezuidenhout. Gets down nice and low, blocks the first spin, and then keeps his stick active in the attempts to carry possession. So well done. Still 1-0 to the Indians in the shootout, and it will be Will Lacey here for the Heritage Barbarians, looking to get them back on the scoreboard in the shootout. And he does just
great
that.
Great finish, yeah. I actually thought the goalie did pretty well to cover him off there. It looks like it snuck through underneath them.
Yeah, just got a little bit of a bobble on at the ball there, which can go past the stick there of Dylan Patel. He'll be disappointed in that one because he did get in the right positions, but well finished.
Oh, what a finish! Great finish.
Yeah, Saj Patel there. He's gone for the fake first, beaten Ruan Bezuidenhout for pace around the outside, but that's a narrow angle finish.
Yeah. Not quite like threading the eye through the eye of a needle, but pretty close to it.
This is Lloyd McLaughlin here. That's a
wow,
penalty
great
shootout.
finish. Yeah, very classy.
It's a tactic we see employed quite often at the international level, that really slick turn, gets under the goalkeeper quickly. And he's done well there, and it is tied things up at 5-all. Nidish Suka here.
Oh,
wow.
Third time lucky.
You get 3 bites at the cherry, and he finally gets one through. Now, for those of you who are following along, last year's final, Nidish won the final through a shootout similar to that, except it didn't take him 3 goes. He went for the sweep straight up and got there, but that'll work. This is Matt Rees-Gibbs, gone for the fake. And that's well done.
Yeah, well done.
Cool and calm was Matt Rees-Gibbs there. Fake up first, went for the big swing and threw it under Dylan Patel. So the New Zealand Indians can win it here. Last shootout of the first 5. And that'll be it.
Calm.
Good finish. Way to work through the stick challenge there from Ruan Bezuidenhout, but that will finish our game there 7-6 with final score in the regulation 3-all and final shootouts 4 to the New Zealand Indians and 3 to the Heritage Barbarians, which means the Indians do take the spoils of the game in what was a last-minute goal for them to get them to the shootout. They were down 3-2 on the hooter with a penalty corner. And it was a second phase option that actually scored them the goal and sent them to the shootout. But it is the Indians who will walk away with the 7-6 final score after a shootout in our first men's game of the Heritage Hockey. Alpesh was a cracker of a game. We had bits of everything. We had an injury stoppage there in the middle. We had a shootout. We had strokes. We had everything in between. How did you enjoy that one?
No, it was really entertaining. Honestly, loved the end-to-end. You know, I'm sure the coaches don't like it, but to watch, it's awesome. It's awesome. So, yeah, well done to both teams.
Absolutely.
And I guess, like I'm sure they'll be making some changes tactically and structurally, but hopefully the intensity and the speed keeps up over the weekend. So, yeah, looking forward to the rest of the games.
Yeah, it's a real key exponent of these games, and it was last year as well, is just the speed, the pace, the physicality of these games is second to none. You know, we're fortunate to have really high talent and high skilled athletes here, but they also do it at such a fast pace that it makes the game so exciting. We get end-to-end hockey, and it makes for great games. So both those teams will want to just fix up a couple little things, but hopefully that they keep that pace, they keep the intensity, and the whole weekend is just as exciting as that. So that brings to the end our first men's game. It is a victory through shootout to the New Zealand Indian men's side, who beat the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians men 7-6. Coming up next, we will have the final game for the day, which is New Zealand Pacifica men against the New Zealand Māori Tāne team, and that is coming to you at 4 p.m. We'll see you then.
Okay, see you guys.